I actually want to go to the proposition, Mr Attorney, that we should include in the terms of reference the institution of the law. And I have documents here which the Royal Commission has seen to justify that case, and in fact every Attorney-General, from Attorney-General Ruddock till now, has seen some of these documents, and they are police documents, and they are very disturbing. In the last 18 months, I've put forward a case which I initiated to remove a judge from the bench in New South Wales, Justice Gary Neal, whose name in the trade was Gorilla in Black Lace, and that succeeded to a point. We're hearing a case against a man who was found guilty of raping siblings and then faced new charges which the judge wouldn't allow the earlier charges to be allowed into the court. During the hearing of the case and from the bench, during the case, said to the court that he thought the law was out of date and that sex for siblings should be now legal and that it shouldn't be illegal for men to have sex with children. And I found that despicable and despising and a complete bias of display from the bench. Took it to the Judicial Commission, and I might say the New South Wales Judicial Commission is doing an excellent job, and I have a good relationship and have had for some years. And as you know, Mr Attorney, I've tried in vain to get a federal judicial commission. And I think the treatment in the federal jurisdiction of children by some people in the jurisdiction of the Family Law Court is disgusting and a disgrace, and some of those children are a tool for attorneys in representing cases. So, having produced a set of documents to the Royal Commission under an order to produce, which includes, disturbingly, documents that name in one document 28 people as alleged pedophiles, signed off by Gary Crook QC, counsel assisting an earlier Royal Commission, includes a whole lot of prominent people, and I think to protect the discretion of the Royal Commission, I won't comment on what the Commission thought, except that they thought it was outside the terms of reference of the Royal Commission. One of my problems is that we have in Australia, and I mean it's like the denial of the priests and the altar boys, to make a sort of a cheap comparison for 50 years sort of thing. We have in Australia, sadly, a compromise at the highest of levels. There's a former Prime Minister on this list, and it is a police document. I appeal for you to give consideration to cleaning up this act. I mean, the Royal Commission, the Wood Royal Commission, as you know, Mr Attorney, was about to explore, and it's in the Hansard, so it's no great secret, who the legal fraternity people were that used to attend Costello's, the boy brothel club in Kellett Street, King's Cross. And I've actually got the list here. And a lot of them are still practising. But the judge of the day of the Royal Commission decided it was a no-go zone, and Paddy Bergen, counsel assisting at the time, said, we'll rise for morning tea, and they never went back to it. And I did ask the Commissioner why. He said he'd deny it if ever I mention it. I think it's time to mention it in view of the good work of the Royal Commission. He said, we've decided not to revisit that issue because the public would lose confidence in the judiciary. I think it's time, like the churches and our other institutions who are now facing up to the truth, I think it's time the institution of the law faced reality.
Throughout my childhood, I was a victim of Australia's VIP child sex trafficking ring. For example, I was prostituted to pedophile parties at Parliament House, Canberra, and to an international leader at Fairbairn Military Airport. The people involved in this elite pedophile ring included high-ranking politicians, police and judiciary. From the late 1980s, I reported my abuse experiences to multiple healthcare professionals, not one of whom adhered to mandatory reporting requirements. I reported to New South Wales Police in 2008. I reported to the Royal Commission in 2012. I reported to Operation Attest in Canberra. I made formal witness statements to New South Wales Police and have agreed to do more. I've reported directly to the New South Wales and Federal Police Commissioners and to the New South Wales Coroner. I have provided sufficient names, times, dates and places for authorities to investigate. My experiences were horrific beyond words. I witnessed child abduction, torture, rape, murder. But the way I've been treated for reporting the crimes I witnessed and experienced has been far worse than my original abuse experiences. Victims endure the most miserable childhoods. We then spend the rest of our lives paying for the crimes committed against us. Victims are constantly placed under excessive scrutiny. If we can't provide a precise time and date for something that happened 40 years ago, we're called liars. If we get emotional, we're labelled crazy. If we are vocal, we're just attention seekers. It's time to focus our attention away from victims and onto those responsible for the crimes against children. In the 2006 census, Australians identified child protection as their #1 concern. Why then does our government continue to ignore the public's concern for children? Australia is a pedophile haven. Our laws are written, interpreted and administered in a way that benefits pedophiles and silences victims of crime. Our university lecturers teach pro-pedophilia material. Our health boards continue to allow offending doctors and psychologists to practice. We are up to our second Royal Commission into child abuse in 20 years. The Wood Royal Commission was indeed a failure. If it was successful, I wouldn't be standing here right now.
지금부터 9월 9일 혁명의 수도 평양의 김일성 광장에서 성대히 거행된 조선민주주의인민공화국 창건 70돌 경축 열병식 및 평양시 군종 시위를 녹화 실황으로 보내드리겠습니다. 김종일 동지께 가장 숭고한 경의와 영원무궁한 영광을 드리며
혁명적 강건, 어떤 침략자도 단매 격파할 수 있는 무적의 강건, 인민의 행복의 창조자로 영광돌 지르는 엄숙한 맹약이 비껴있기에 영롱한 흐름을 바라보는 인민의 마음은 최후 승리에 대한 확신으로 한껏 충만되어 있습니다. 조선인민의 설기와 억센 힘으로 벼려지고 우리 국가의 무진막강한 위력을 세운 것으로 하여 무적의 용맹돌 치며 세인의 경탄을 받고 있는 기계와 종대의 장엄한 걸음, 이 공화국의 영감무쌍한 모세 철갑들이여 자국과 인민의 안녕을 위하여 지체혁명력의 완성을 위하여 열적의 포시를 높이 지켜들고 질풍